So the first thing we start out with was the right hand exercise, and let me pull that one up. I think, is that it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, so the right hand exercise is just the one we were doing. Move over here so I can get. It's just the right hand. We're alternate picking and doing that 4 times on each string. I know we were talking about using a metronome. I don't know if you guys got a hold of it. Let's see if I can get mine out here. Come on. And it is, so I don't know if I talked to you guys about this Tempo app. It's a free one. It's on Android. It's also on iPhone, iOS. But it's great. And what I like, it's got a lot of capabilities. So it's worth getting hold of. So we were doing this, I can't remember what tempo, 70, 80, somewhere around there. So it's going to sound, let me turn the volume up. So you can hear this again. So it's going down, up, down, up. Let's get the string. So with this, we're keeping our right hand on the guitar and we're just moving, coming up the strings as we go along there. We're just trying to get used to feeling the strings underneath our hand, and that's not an easy thing to do. So you just have to keep working on it. It just takes a lot of repetition. Really, that's all guitar or pretty much any instrument. It's just repetition. So practice, practice, lots of practice. All right, so that was Tremelo. I'm just going to kind of go over these briefly, and then you got the PDF, so anything there in the PDF should clear up. And all right, so this is Quasichromatic, a little bit slower. So we're just doing downstroke, so it's 1, 2, 3. And I'm going, trying to keep these notes as long as possible, meaning I don't pick up my finger, I let it ring out. Sometimes I have 2 fingers down at once. You don't have to have all 4. Okay, so those are the 2 exercises that we started from last week, and I have a new one for this week. Let me get that one up here. Take this one down, and you guys got the new one in your PDF folder. So let me go from, I'm going to start, no, I'll just start from the beginning. So here we go. So you can see how we go up and back. So I'm going up right now, even though this is like, looks like I'm going down. But I'm actually going up because the pitch is higher. Still picking down. So where it gets fun, then I go up 1 fret with my pinky. So I'll go to the 5th fret and then go backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2. When I get to the end here, I start all over again. I go up 1 fret, start on the 3rd fret. And I just keep going. I know I don't have it written out any further, but yeah, basically you just keep climbing up as far as you'd like to take it. I'm going to stop right there. So that's basically the next step for the quasichromatic. And so we're working on coordinating our pick with our fingers, and so there's a lot going on here. So lots of repetition. And I would say if you were going to spend more time on one than the other, I would say spend more time on the quasichromatic, just because it's a bit more involved. So that is your quasichromatic, the new addition of going up 1 fret and back down, and then over and back down. So the next, and I'm still keeping it at 40, so I wouldn't speed it up yet. So we'll talk about that later. Let's go into chords. So here are our chords from last week. And so we had the A chord, and our D chord, and our E chord. So we had, let's see, go to my next one. So we have a wild thing. So we got the, you know. And you don't have to play it that fast. Obviously, we don't have the whole song there because there's more chords too. But just for practicing these chords, it's a great one to kind of get started with. All right, so, and then the chord progression A, D, E, A. So our goal with that is to get it the metronome at 80. So I'll play it for you at 80 and so you can hear what it sounds like. But that's our goal, is to get it there. 3, 4, so it's... And we could just play that over and over, back and forth if we want. But the main thing with that is don't stop strumming. Just keep going. And because we don't want the habits of stopping in the middle of our playing. So, so that's, yeah. And we'll develop bad habits if we end up stopping all the time. So when you start doing that, then there you need to work on whatever the change is. Say maybe it's going from D to E. Maybe that's a struggle. So, you know, here's for an example what you do for that. 3, 4, so I'll go. Oh, I went backwards. Try that again. So D. So I'm just still strumming. Even though I don't have my fingers there, I'm still strumming. So regardless, just keep strumming, don't stop, because it's a bad habit to stop. And then if you keep struggling, say like, okay, maybe going from A to D, which is probably going to be pretty common, just sit there and practice going back and forth over and over. Lots of repetition. And that's really the best way to get over those chord changes. Repetition over and over, back and forth, back and forth. And eventually it becomes a muscle memory is what we're going after. And with the muscle memory, then you won't have to really think about it. So I don't have to think about this. It's just muscle memory now. But if I were to try to do that left-handed, then I would be having to think about it because my left hand or my right hand is not coordinated like my left hand is here. So anyhow, just to lots of repetition really is the key, and you don't want to develop bad habits. Is the other key, is because once you get that habit going, it's hard to undo. So repetition with the chord changes, and then get your metronome and switch. Make sure, just keep strumming no matter what. If you make a mistake, just keep going through it. If you continue to make the same mistake, then I would say work it out. Work it going from A to, well, that was a D chord, but go from A to D, back and forth. You know, if that's your chord, that's probably the chord that's going to be the most problem, which typically happens is going from A to D is going to be a bit of work. So anyhow, so those are the chords and that we did last week. And so now I got a new one. Let's see. Is that it? There it is. Okay, so a new chord. So we got an E minor chord. So this is a nice and easy chord. It's just 2 fingers. You can see it in the corner up here in the right corner. I don't know if you can see that or not. But there's your E minor chord. So nice and easy, 2 fingers. It's probably going to be the easiest chord you'll learn. But we've still got the other chords involved too. So another song from, I guess from the 60s. And so that one goes like this. So 3 strums on the A, and 3 strums on the E minor, and 2 on D. So it goes like this. So that's what I would like you to do, is just switching those back and forth. Probably the hardest change is going to be D to E minor. So then what you do is you set yourself up to switch those back and forth. If you remember, I think we did this last time. So I'm going to switch every 2. So I'm going to go here, E minor, and then I'm going to go to D, and then just switching back and forth. And that's the best thing to do, is just switch back and forth over and over. Repetition is the quickest way to get there. All right, so that is the E minor chord with Louie Louie. So I have another strum pattern here. I hope I can't quite see it, but I think I remember what it was. So that one's going to sound like, I'm going to slow it down to 50. So it goes like this: 2, 3, 4. So it's and then throw the E in here. Back, and I'll repeat it. E minor. All right, let me do that again. I'm going to do it a little bit faster so you can kind of get an idea. Have it 2 speeds. I'm going to try it at 70, so let's do that. 2, 3, 4, so. One more time. Oops. All right, so that was your chord progression, A, D, E minor, E. And I think that's pretty much covered it. So basically, what we are going for this week, we are working on an E minor chord. We're adding that to our repertoire. So each week we'll add a chord, or possibly 2. And then we will, do more with the finger technique, say the right hand, left hand. Those 2, and we'll just keep building on top of this. Appreciate you guys' time, and thank you for being here today, and I hope I made things clear.